Hello. So today we are going to be talking about the MAC of Green Beauty, or so it is called. It's New Evolution Cosmetics, and this is my first time filming on this variation of camera, so I hope the quality is up to snuff, and better would be amazing. So I've had these products for a really long time. I actually wasn't too sure what I felt like filming today. I was going to do some kind of chatty thing, but I kind of saw these products that I haven't touched in a while, and I have tried a good amount of the brand, so I thought I would do a bit of an overview if anyone's curious out there, because when I heard MAC of Green Beauty, I kind of went for it. So here we go. What should we start with? So I'm just going to pull up some information here. New Evolution is natural and organic makeup, it says. It's also gluten-free. So I've tried almost everything from the line. I haven't tried their mascara and a couple things like that. The first thing that I think most people were the most interested in at the time, this was a couple years ago now that I grabbed these, was the foundation, because in clean beauty it tends to be light and dewy and pretty and all the things I enjoy now, but at the time very matte full coverage was more in style. So New Evolution offers that in a very long wearing, very beautiful formula. They have added a couple extra colors. I think I'm actually 109, so they added like a lighter color in between, but different numbers. It's a little bit confusing. But I couldn't really find my shade in it. They had something light, but it was way too pink, and then they had something medium, was way too dark. So the shade range is not great, but I will say while I was testing that foundation, I just got a sample set from newevolution.com for about $10 US or something like that. And they come in little pots like these. These are some of the last things I have left is their concealer, which also ended up being my favorite product. So I tried the foundation, really full coverage, very dry, so I wouldn't recommend it for dry skin. I wouldn't recommend it if you like dewy, if you like lightweight, like this is a MAC comparable, right? So I think it fills a void in that because you don't see that too much in clean beauty. If you can find your shade, try it out. I would definitely recommend the sample kit to make sure, because some things I really thought I was gonna like were not my favorite, such as the loose powder foundation wasn't quite right for me, as well as the liquid foundation, and then it came with the concealers. And I will start with my favorite product, which happens to be the concealers. So this is called Camouflage Cream, is their concealer. I don't have too many colors either. I believe I'm Fresh, which is, I don't know if you can see in there, it's a very fair yellow undertone, and Nude is much more peachy. So I just got the light sample set, and they have one called Camouflage, I believe. Disguise, my mistake, Disguise, and it's like a bright orange almost, but I found it very helpful for correcting the under eyes, so much so that I am out of that now. And these, when I'm out of my little samples, which have lasted me ages, you need such a small amount, and I'm sorry if my under eyes are a little too light. I'm now on the lighter version. I will be purchasing a full size to replace what I have. I'm just trying to use up what I have in the meantime. So foundation, concealer, what should we do next? I guess eyeshadows is kind of the natural progression. So I picked up the color Chic, and it's just looks like this, plastic packaging, I have it on my eyes, just kind of in the corner, and I'll swatch it for you. Ooh, it's so smooth. It is really, really smooth and beautiful. Oh, and it catches light gorgeously. So it's like a red and copper, very pretty color. I will say, and I'll try and do it on my hand here. Yeah, you can kind of see the difference. When you're blending out, it kind of blends away to nothing. It lost some of that luster and sheen. It blends away to basically nothing, so you almost have to pack it on with an eyeshadow brush, or I even use, this is like a Charlotte Tilbury, it's a little, what is that, a definer or smudger. So I have it under my lash line and everything, just to really pack on the pigment. It does have pigmentation, but again, it just doesn't stick that easily. I would say maybe a sticky eye primer would be really good for these as well. I don't feel like they have a lot of mattes, so nothing quite for the crease shade, but for statement colors, they have some beautiful shades. And if you're willing to work with it, I think if they have a color you like I don't regret purchasing this one, but I will not be repurchasing more. That kind of feel. So if they have something that looks different and interesting to you, it's not a bad formula. I just don't think it's as good as some, like it's getting really competitive in the green beauty industry right now, and I don't think these are the best, but I also kind of felt that way about MAC. Like I used to use amber lights and things, but I didn't feel like they were the greatest. They were just what I had at the time, and that color was really beautiful. So keep this around for the color, do a little definition. Don't expect it to be more than that. Next, we'll stick with powders. So this is their blush. They also apparently have a Nars Orgasm dupe, which doesn't everybody now. I think RMS came out with one that looks really beautiful too. And this is just in the shade Cosmopolitan. They have 3 shades. They have like a bright pink, that kind of peachy apricot golden that is the Orgasm. And then this one, I don't know how it's showing up here. It looks very pink. It's almost like a reddened brown. I have it on my cheeks. It's very rusty. So it depends what you're going for. I wouldn't say it's a brightening color. The formula is very light, pretty powdery. I'm just gonna stick, pretty dry, yeah. And we'll swatch it on here. You can kind of see it's not the most pigmented blush, which I don't think blush needs to be, because then you have more control over building it up, and it just kind of adds that, like it's almost like sun-kissed. Again, oh, it's made in the USA. So if that's something that's important to you, that's pretty cool as well. Is it my favorite? No, but again, this was a couple years ago. There's more things that have come on the market, like RMS didn't have powder blushes at the time and things like that. I also recently have found a Lily Lolo Tawnylicious, which I think is kind of a comparable vibe to this one, but I arguably enjoy more. But even, I should have brought, I have an old MAC blush down here. Again, if you like a MAC formula, I think this is the brand for you. I really find them very comparable to that. I think it's a really reasonable comparison that has been made in the industry. And if they have a color that you like, I don't think you'll be disappointed with this one. Even the packaging looks very similar to MAC, like, interesting. I'm gonna go through all their products before I do the lip ones and just make sure that I've touched on them. So I am very interested in the bronzer. I think it's something like $68. It kind of has like a shimmer to it. It's this big pan. It's really beautiful. I'd love to try that. I know Jenna Catherine here on YouTube has recommended it or said she enjoyed that. Complete Coverage Foundation, we talked about, it's very matte, long wearing kind of feel, so if that's something you're interested in. Loose Powder Foundation was a pass for me. The Pressed Powder Foundation I was interested in, but I don't think I'll be getting now that I've tried the loose. And super pricey. I think a few of these things can be duped kind of by Sappho at a much more reasonable price. I'm sorry, I've been traveling. I just got home from visiting family. I always tend to get sick on the plane, so if you hear some of that going on, I apologize. And I promised my little cousin Fia that I would say hello. So Fia, if you're watching, I love you. I miss you. I'll see you as soon as I can. Talked about pressed blush. That's doable. You can definitely take that on. The eyeshadow, if they have a color you like, otherwise just skip it. And let's get on to lips. Is this a good way of doing it? Hopefully it's not too haphazard. I feel like this is a really downer review. This is not a bad brand. I've moved on to cream products mostly. I think I liked this better a couple years ago when my skin was more oily and it had that feel to it. But then this I was really excited about. This is their lipstick in Allure. And I was looking for like replacing a nude lipstick in a natural formula. I don't think, did this smell like vanilla when I got it, or has it always smelled like, it smells like lipstick. You know that powdery smell? That's what this smells like. Doesn't that color look like it's gonna be nice? It's like this peachy nude. It looks so good in all the pictures that they have. It's called Allure. I don't know if that's gonna focus, but, and I've got this, I'll go right there. So not the creamiest, I would say kind of waxy and drags as I did that. Nice color though, nice pigmentation, full coverage kind of feel. I didn't put it on my lips today because it shows everything. Like even if my lips I have exfoliated and I thought I was ready to go, this did not look good. So if I'm going to wear this one, which I try to because I bought it, and it's kind of got like nice, classic, very chic packaging, pretty standard, roll up, all that jazz. I have to top it with a product I really like of theirs, and you can tell like it's been with me everywhere. It's so worn. This is the New Evolution, obviously, lip gloss in Naughty, and it's even worn off on the bottom. This is such a pretty shade. Smells like vanilla. Yeah, like caramel vanilla. It's a very sweet shade. And you can kind of see, like, it's pretty thick. Actually, can you tell? And we'll go. And it's pretty pigmented for a gloss too. So I think you can just bypass the lipstick, check out the glosses. I find them decently wearing. I mean, they're a gloss, they're not sticky. I'm wearing it right now. And I tend to put that on and then I blot it because it's so thick. Like, it's so thick it drips when I pull it out. Can you? Oh, this is getting crazy. So this I love. I would repurchase this. I really, really like that. If you want something more pigmented than Fit Glow lip serums, that does have more pigmentation to it, although I would argue Fit Glow is probably a superior product, but I think these are more affordable than that one. I'm just going to pull up the price here on their website, which again is probably US dollars, I believe. It's $28, so this is more affordable. Naughty is like the sexiest nude. Again, I'm wearing it on top of Jane Iredale's Spice, so it probably brings it back to a bit more subdued. It's got some brown and pink, and it's just a sexy color, and I tend to throw it on if I'm doing a nude lip. Like if you look a little dead, a little too beigey, you can throw this on, fixes everything. So really, really nice. So what does this say about the lipstick? Non-sticky lip gloss, I totally agree with that. Nourishing, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I think the lip gloss is a really beautiful formula. And so my top two, if you were gonna get anything from New Evolution, I think their concealer wears really well, even under the eyes, which a lot of the time cream concealer, maybe it's better for your face, but not the eyes, etc. I think that's a really good product. Get the sample set if you can to check you out, because I didn't match any of the colors, unfortunately, but it saved me buying the full size and not enjoying it. And get yourself a lipstick. They've got some beautiful colors. They have baby pinks, they have corals, they have reds, they have deeps. So really, really, really nice. Okay, I'm sorry if that was kind of rushed and hurried today. I thank you so much for sticking around. And until next time, keep smiling out there, okay? Bye. Bye, Fia.